Sports Network. The show brings the temperature of sports to a whole new level. Whether it's a local opinion or a national agenda, everything is fair game. Remember, everyone has an opinion, but only few can back it up. Now sit back, crank up the volume, and if you think you can handle it, get ready for the heat.
That's all right. Technical difficulties.
I don't think I stepped on anything over there.
No. Nobody stepped on anything.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're gonna be live in a second. Well, you know, we're gonna be really live, which is all good.
Oh, we got that. All right, I think we're live. Does everybody hear? Is this a sound check? Sound check. Sound check. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Hello.
Hey, Adam, you're our tech. We got some technical difficulties, which is all good. Adam, can you hear us crystal clear? Let us know. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I can hear you on the
You can hear? Does it sound okay?
I can hear you.
All right, I think we're okay. Sound okay? All right, because I want to make sure. Hey, Adam's watching. Yeah, so we're good. We can hear. Everybody can hear. I can hear you, Jay. Yes. All right. Yes, loud and clear. All right, we're good. Sometimes, sometimes things just don't happen, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Producing.
Exactly.
Writing, scripting.
Exactly. Because
directing.
Well, what's funny is, you get two options, and sometimes it happens. For some reason, StreamYard acts really weird. And you go on there, and you hit the settings, and that cam has a microphone built into it. So sometimes it automatically selects that. And I'm like, all right, if that's selected, you would like barely hear me right now. So I'm just making sure everybody can hear, which is great. All right, Jay says we sound great, loud and clear. So we're going to roll a Heat Ratio Live brought to you by beautiful Steam Pub in beautiful Bucks County. I just said beautiful twice, oxymoron. That's all good. It's the way this show is rolling. I'll probably say more things as well. But again, check them out at Steam Pub on Twitter, on all socials. They have a real-time draft list. They show you every time a beer is tapped in real time. So, you can leave the house and get there. We got the Sixers live on screen. We get to watch Tyrese Maxey do his thing. And again, make sure you're following us at Heat Ratio Sports and hit that subscription button and smash the like button. Tonight, it is me, it is Nick, it is Al. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Only 3 guys on the mic tonight, so no carousel. We got Jay watching, we got Adam watching, and we got some others watching as well. Make sure you get those comments in. And again, got some really, really nice Fly Prime roofing gear as well for anybody who wants to come by, stop up to the table and say, yo, what's up? But, boys, we're going to get right into this because technical difficulties are over, and Super Bowl 56 is now over. And I want to get into that right off the bat. Before we get into we're going to talk to the Sixers press conference. We're going to talk about all that. But what I want to ask you guys is, number one, were because I loved the game. A lot of people were hating on the game, right? A lot of people were hating on the game. I won some bets, which was cool. I kind of broke even. Could have won a lot more. Now, I needed one more field goal in the fourth quarter by any kicker, either kicker, and I'd have been up 50, 70%. Yo, Cooper Kupp, I had over 8.5, 8 catches. Oh, that hurt.
At 105, he got 93.
Yeah, that was tough. That was really, really tough. But I mean, listen, all in all, I thought it was a really good game. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was lackluster by any means. A lot of people said, the game was boring. I don't think so at all. I'll be honest with you. I thought Von Miller had a chance to win MVP. Yeah, he was balling, man.
My guy that I picked was close to Stafford. No, that's the big guy in the middle.
Oh, Donald?
Aaron Donald.
I picked him, and he had a great game.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about 4 tackles, 3 of them solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. I think that's pretty good.
That defense was built to do what they did. That's what all those free agents were signed to do.
Yeah.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
And I was pretty on point with that. You remember that, Tom?
You were.
I was pretty on
I'll give you your just due.
I said low scoring game, low 20s, Rams would win, and the defense would be the turnover.
It was all about that fourth quarter, man. It was all about that fourth quarter. And you know what? That honestly, that leaves the legacy of Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, Nick, because he had to win that game. That was it. It was up to him. Go down, not choke like Jimmy G. Go down, and again, get into the end zone. So, Nick, what do you think of that game?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you what, all those wasted years in Detroit does to people, and how some athletes just get to the top and they just get put into the right situation, or they're surrounded by the right players and the right coaches. It's Tom Brady, for instance. But listen, I'm not. Tom Brady's for the Detroit Lions. I think maybe that team over the last decade is a different story, but I don't think he has 6 rings. So it's just it's a matter of being in the right place at the right time. And good for him, man. The guy gets traded, and he gets traded to a team that's got an absolute shot. I think a lot of people had them as a favorite in the NFC. I did in particular to go on and do it, and it was his season to lose. Really, I mean, especially in the big game, he was down to 1 wide receiver. He was down to 1 wide. When Beckham went down, he was down to 1 wide receiver. Cooper Kupp, and it was. Here you go. It's the fourth quarter. Cooper Kupp is your guy.
What, you can't hear?
No, I was being told that.
No, I already took care of that. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, your guys are, unless you want to scream into the mic.
Yeah. And Cooper, you're given one weapon offensively. He's got no running game. OBJ goes down.
Poor OBJ, man.
It's incredible, man.
Soft. Is that? I didn't even look. Is that what happened?
They didn't bring it out. I'm assuming at the Super Bowl for a reason. On the same.
That's brutal. And you know what? As you watch football and you study the game and you see it, you didn't want to think it, but you knew it, man.
Yeah.
And that just sucks.
That's the turf.
Yeah, man.
That never happened on grass.
That turf is brutal. It is.
But you know what, Tony? You talk about like parity and balance in the league now, and granted, Burrow was, obviously he did not play last year. This all in all intents and purposes. I mean, this was his first full season, right? They were 4-11 this year. So at the end of the day, you talk about when teams see the Cincinnati Bengals make it as far as they did, winning all those road games, and going up against the Rams and coming in within 3 points of tying that game and possibly winning that game, beating Kansas City on the road, winning big games that they did to get there from a team that was 4-11 the year before. You gotta like the way the direction of the league is going with more parity, more balance, all those kinds of things, because it gives your team. It gives your team a little bit of hope. It gives the Philadelphia Eagles fan base a little bit of hope you know, and
I like
I
that.
think at the end of the day, with a couple of moves, 3 first-round draft picks, Tony, I know we're going to get to this.
Oh,
later,
yeah.
when we're talking about
Oh, yeah.
the possibility of some acquisitions that may or may not be available. But, you know, the tide can turn quickly in this league. And it did for Cincinnati. And look out for them. I think they're
You still got to do a couple of things with them. They can't just think that they can come back next year and put the same team on the field and everything's going to happen exactly the way it did. They need to, first of all, they need to protect their franchise. Can you please get this guy some blockers? I don't understand why. I know you had to get Chase. I get that. But he needed at least 2 more linemen and make sure that we can keep them upright. He hurt his knee again. It's not, thank God it's not an ACL, but he said, and he won't need surgery. But he hurt that in that game. You see the way he was bent backwards. Like, you can't let your franchise get that.
No, you
He's
can't.
constantly getting hit. They put up some this morning, and they were saying putting him on the same track as what's Indianapolis?
Peyton Manning.
No, the guy
Luck.
Hit as much as him per game, and on that same track, on him getting hit that much, and it's bad. You can't have that. You can't have that. It's just the second year. You can't be getting the guy smashed every time he goes back to the practice. It's just not going to work out. So they need to get Casey.
I think they know that. I mean, obviously you built your weapons around him already offensively with Mixon and that trio wide receivers, which is probably one of the best trios in the league right now. You gotta shore up that offensive line, and they're going to do that. And they're going to be dangerous when they do that too. They're going to be dangerous. This team is no fluke by any means whatsoever. And you know, and that coaching staff, and you know, just to do what they did was really nice to see. So, you know, in my personal opinion, I'm looking forward to seeing more parity, more balance in the league, you know, and seeing more teams rise, you know, from really not being anything going into the season, you know, being overlooked or whatever the case may be, to a team that you know, can contend for a title.
I'm trying to get a sound check here, right? So I don't get, everybody keeps saying that you guys are low, but you're blowing my eardrums out. So I'm not sure why you guys are low. There's nothing else I can do here. I'm loud as hell. I'm like, I don't get it. Everybody keeps saying Nick and Al are low, but for some reason, I mean, I'm up to 100% maximum value. They're blowing my ears out as they speak. So I'm really not sure why everybody keeps saying they're low. I'm not positive. So hold on, Al. Let me just make sure that this that this sounds all right. Hey T, hey Tal, are you listening? All right, do me a favor, Al. We're gonna do a live sound check right here. Al, can you talk? Say hi. Tell me if you can hear him. What's wrong?
Check. You hear us out there?
You know,
Since my wife, she said I'm still low.
I don't get it.
I can't hear Al, but I can hear you.
Your buttons are on, right? Yeah, buttons on. Everything's good, right? So hold on. I mean, like, let's see. Hold on. That's why you got live shows, man. Live shows. I mean,
she said I'm low, but you're loud.
yeah. I'm all, well. Tell your wife I'm always loud. That is 100% what usually happens. That's all right. We'll get it.
But through our mics is perfect.
But that's what I'm saying. So everybody like is loud. Oh God! Now we got you know, live people checking in here. Yes.
Are you torturing her?
What's that, Tal?
I can hear that, but I can't hear them as loud as
I think it's because they're coming into my microphone. That's it. You're getting their microphone is not transmitting onto the screen. So what's happening is they're talking. Everybody's hearing them come through this microphone. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It's all right.
So to
We'll
listen
figure this all out.
So
I
to
promise.
listen to the show, just turn up the TVs or phones or whatever you're listening to.
We'll figure it out. Go ahead, Al. Why you can go through your observation and we'll figure it out as we're working.
My was 2 points of the game that I didn't know what Cincinnati was doing. That last drive when they got in the red zone. Why didn't you double him?
I agree.
Why are you double teaming him? Make Stafford go somebody else. You don't have OBJ out there. So make him go to anybody. I don't care if it's a tight end. I don't care who it is. Make him go somewhere else. Double him every down until they give the ball up.
They had a linebacker on him on one of those games.
Yeah, stop. Like, what is a linebacker doing?
Number 50 or 55.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I
could not believe what I saw.
And by the way, everybody was going crazy over the non pass interference. And I actually tweeted out when it happened that sooner or later that call was going to come back and it was going to even out. And that pass interference was not really a pass interference, but it evened out the call that the Rams didn't get. And I pretty much figured that was going to happen. And you figure those type of calls in a game like that always evens out eventually. Always. It never just goes to one side. He said, we got all thumbs up. Everybody is saying we're on point now. Whatever you did, you fixed, Tone.
We always been on point. Now they can just hear us.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We're still doing checks here. I want to make sure.
So that was one. All right. And then the second one was the last fourth down. All right. You need to get the fourth down or the game is over. Why didn't they double team Donovan? The last 2 plays, he stopped the run. That could have been a fourth down, which was questionable because I don't know what the time you had left while you're running anyway. But I kind of think they had 2 timeouts. It was like, let's get this first down real quick, and then let's call a timeout. I would have kept it moving. I wouldn't have ran the ball right there, but they decided to. So Donald stopped that, and they came right back.
Chase was
see
over.
that replay.
I did.
He was on the
I
ground.
did. But I don't think he had enough time to get to him.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Donald was right in his face. But where was Joe Mixon in the screen game? Like, I mean, you got one of the top running backs in the
Didn't
entire-
run one?
They didn't run one screen game with Joe Mixon. He did not catch one pass in the game, which to me was unbelievable. I mean, one of the most formidable running backs to shoot up all season long got a limited amount of touches in a close game, and no targets in the screen. And I think when you're going up against I think a lot of people can relate as Eagles fans looking at what Cincinnati did. It's almost like that's what we would have done. We would have made all those same kinds of mistakes. And you have a young coach, and I think he's going to learn from that. But you got to use your weapons. Yeah. And you're right, Al. Like, you got to block the guys. You got the Millers and the Donalds.
I thought that was simple, though. That shouldn't have been a hard thing.
Seems pretty textbook to me.
We need this first down, and if we don't get him blocked, he's going to stop us. I didn't think it was that hard. You make sure he's double teamed, and then you're good. And then you can figure out what you need to do down the field. You have to block that man. And I knew that he was coming up, and he was going to make a play there. He knew what that was. He knew the game was over right there. And all he had to do was get to the – he didn't even do much. He just smacked the guy's hand, went around him like he just said, oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, we all know big-time players make big-time plays, right? In big-time moments. So, yeah, 100%.
That actually should have been a sack, too. He barely got away with the ball out of his hand. So that would have been 3 sacks in the game if he got one.
Adam said, I hit on Rams winning and cut on 2 touchdowns. Wow. Interesting. I like that.
Nice payout.
Yeah, it should have been a nice payout. So, again, if you want to come, if you're local, you want to come join us, we're at Steam Pub right here on 2nd Street Pike in Southampton, 2nd Street Pike and Knowles Avenue. Come check us out. Wonderful menu, unique food style, unique beer list, tons of IPAs. As always, come check them out at Steam Pub. You can check them out. Like they will tell you, like I said, real time draft list. They'll tell you when the new ones are tapped. But boys, let me ask you this. So, Nick, you said one important thing, and guys, checking in as tell us about the sound. I did a couple things up here. I think I may have fixed it, not sure. But you said it gives the Eagles hope, right? Because I want to parlay this right into the Eagle talk here with the whole Russell Wilson kind of vibe. But it gives us hope because they're young. And we have. Now we got light flickering here, bro. We got all kinds.
The beer list has changed.
I'll tell
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
what it is. It's like Garrett Barbera when you ring a bell.
ring the
They
bell.
ring the bell when they sell a car. But seriously though. Yeah, I mean, we are young. We're either way, whether we have Jalen Hurts or somebody else. We got a lot of young pieces, right? So our future is bright, which I completely agree with you. So let me ask you this: now, it took the Bengals 3 years to get there, and obviously it took a Joe Burrow to be able to get there.
Right.
But do you see that same kind of, style of build when it comes to the Philadelphia?
Well, I personally think they're doing it differently than the way the Bengals do. We've got different needs that we've got to take care of before I think we can start talking about going a deep run in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, Tone, now you need a top tier quarterback to win a championship. I think there was a time where you could make an argument to that point, and you may still be able to make an argument to that point if your team is so deep around it with weapons and protection and all the things that you need to do to make it through 3 rounds of the playoffs. But I think we're still a ways away. I mean, we're a wide receiver. Are we there at the running back position? We're defensively. I mean, we've got so many holes that we've got to plug everywhere to get better. I mean, the Bengals. What did they do? They went T. Higgins, or they went Boyd. Boyd was there for a few years.
Yep.
But they went Mixon, Higgins, and then Chase. Yeah.
Look at
And then Burrow.
Look at that.
So I mean, and they don't have Val and I were discussing while you were trying to fix the mic stuff. He's getting no protection either. The guy's getting sacked like crazy. I mean, at record levels, and they still came within a field goal to win the Super Bowl. Right? 7. So what does that tell you? That tells you need weapons. You need weapons, and you need a quarterback that's going to produce. And right now, I think we don't know. With the jury, I think all of us feel like the jury is still out on Hurts. We all kind of like him, and I think we all want to see what's happening. And I think we might be going to. Would you
do our question of the day? Draft pick?
Listen, I'm glad you brought it up. Let's get that right into it. So, the word is, and again,
that sounds way too easy.
I hear you, but
because I would have did it yesterday.
But here's the thing you have to think about, and we're going to get to the Sixers hole for Ben Simmons and all that talk because it happened obviously after we were live. But it always seems like it's going to be more, and then all of a sudden it gets watered down, right? Because listen, Russell Wilson isn't 25 anymore, right?
33?
Right, and big money, right? So big money. So we all have to remember it's big money. So you're looking at a Seattle team saying, okay, if they feel like they're going into a different direction, we all know it's the Drew Brees factor, right? That contract will hamstring an organization for many, many, many years, right? So you have to think about that. So that's why I think the 2 first-round pick thing is never going to happen. A first and a third, a first and a something. So that's what I'm looking. I'm looking at the way this has been portrayed. And you say, whether it be 16, 18, and 20, or whatever it is, you're going to get sandwich picks in between those later teams. I have no problem, even though I like Jalen Hurts, but if you mean to tell me that we can get a Russell Wilson for a first and a third, I think it's an absolute no-brainer that you take it every single day to week.
All right, so let's just. I don't know if that can happen, but I'm signed up for it. Okay. If we can get rid of Russell Wilson for 1-3, absolutely. All right. But if we do that, we need so much help to actually take advantage of it. That is my problem. So, all right, you need another wide receiver, right? At least, all right. You need to do at least one good safety. I ain't talking about mediocre. You need another cornerback on the other side. You need some linebackers, and you need a defensive line. That's a lot. And I'm not talking about rookies. I'm talking about people that's going to come in and contribute to the team. Because if you don't take advantage of it, then what did you get Russell Wilson for? If you're not in, I'm about to say Eastern Conference Championship. If you're not in the NFC Championship, and I would say, all right, not this year, next year, and the year after, trying to go to the Super Bowl, what are you doing? So you can't just say, all right, give me Russell Wilson because you just want Russell Wilson. All right, everybody likes Russell Wilson, but you don't get him just to get him. You get him because you think that that's the last piece, which is not, to get to the Super Bowl, and you got to build a team accordingly, not just get him just to get him. That makes no sense to me.
Well, it wouldn't be the last piece because you would still have to build around them through the draft and through
You
free
got to
agency.
do a lot to do
But
that.
yeah, it would be part of the piece. But my only argument to that would be is the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the argument because that's a team that they've got one pass rusher on that team. They've got one pass rusher and a mediocre secondary.
They got the guy from he's very good. No, not 59. Is he number 59? The guy that came from the Saints.
Right.
I can't remember his name, but he's very good.
But that's it. I mean, as far as like top tier names and talent go on that defense, it's very mediocre. And their offensive line is very mediocre. So I think it's the Howie mentality is get weapons, get a quarterback, be the quarterback factory that he wants to be, get receivers. Get running a be dynamic
Quarterback factory. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Be dynamic.
I laugh every time I hear it.
Be dynamic offensively, and then the rest will fall into place. I mean, listen, it happened for the Bengals. I mean, that's all. You know, there's an argument to be made that a first and I'm like you, Al. I mean, a first and a third, get in here. Was it number 3?
Get him here yesterday.
Get that
yesterday.
Eagles jersey red. It's not even a question. And then you've got those two first round draft picks and then multiple other picks after that. And then you just kind of splash the free. You know, we had a show where we talked about wide receivers or free agency. Guys like Chalk are available. Guys like Kirk are available. You know, guys like Smith-Schuster are available. You know, he would be for big money, but you know, you can get another dynamic receiver through free agency and draft players on the defensive side of the ball to make it right there. And I think it's an absolute no-brainer. I'd love to hear the argument on the other side from anybody. I don't think it would be any of the three of us.
No.
If somebody could chime in and tell us why that wouldn't be a good move for the Philadelphia Eagles, I for one would love to know.
I say only for that, not anything more than that. I'm not giving up my 2 firsts.
No.
I'm out with that. If it's 2 firsts, I'm good.
And I think that was the issue. I think when this first came up, it was a consistent no because it's like, wait a minute, we're not giving away all our draft capital, right? Because we need to rebuild, and I think that was the biggest thing. So, yeah, listen.
And we got to think about the cap number.
It's a big.
What is the cap number?
It's I don't know, but it's a big number.
If it's cap number, I'm ballparking it at 37.
Yeah, it's a big number.
Some of your cap money to get the more weapons that you need. Because you got to go get free agents.
Yes.
Unless people start coming in for a little cheap because it's Russell Wilson, which that could happen.
No, you're right about that. That could definitely help entice a lot of players to come here. You're 100%. I mean, what? But here, let me ask you this because we're going to get to him later when we talk about quarterbacks. But if the same price, let me ask you guys this because if it's a first and a third, and you can get a first and third for Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers for a first and a third, do you have a preference? That's a tough one, man. I personally would go with Wilson.
This between Russell and not even half.
But
A-Rod is.
yeah, but you're not close. You're not
but
close.
I get it, but
Isn't it wasted?
You got to give up the same amount of capital. Why would you not take it?
Because I think you have to say, if we're 2 to 3 years, say we're 2 years away. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, yes, won the MVP back to back, phenomenal, but look completely disinterested in that playoff game. Whether that's a Green Bay thing, I don't know. He's such a quirky individual. I just feel like at any time he could say, you know what, I'm done. Right? When you're trying to build something, he's not going to come here. You're going to compete for a Super Bowl next year. You're at least another year away.
By the way, Russell was 37 this year, 40 the year after. That's huge numbers. Now, our boy is to make that, sure. You know how he does.
Restructure that contract.
Exactly. He could figure that out and give him a longer deal and then stretch it. Bonus, give him a roster bonus and stuff. So he knows how to fix it to make it right. But I don't know. I hear you, Tom, but I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. You could probably make some of these guys that's on the team better just because it's him. It's him. Like, Russell Wilson can't make some of these sick throws like A-Rod. Everybody, you know that, Tom. Come on.
You got to be careful, though, right? You got to be careful. You can't listen. I know he's A-Rod, but he's not going to make Jalen Reagor great, right? He's not going to make Greg Ward great. He's not all of a sudden going to come in here when you have zero defense. You have zero defense. Who's rushing the passer? You watched Aaron Donald be a beast. He was exactly what Fletcher Cox should be, and he's not. He's done.
Nobody's down.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nobody's down. Donald is on another level. Like Cox was at his peak. He was good. He still wasn't as good.
I'm not saying that he's Aaron Donald. What I'm saying is the impactful player of Aaron Donald. That's not even who Fletcher Cox is right now.
Right. That's true.
Right?
And that's part of the problem, though, too.
But that's not how he as a GM either. He wants a dynamic offense first and foremost over everything, and outscore the opposition 37 to 34. That's the way he wants to win. I'm not saying that's the way he wants to win games, but if he had a choice, to shut people down defensively and not keeping other teams from scoring. He wants to be the guy that's scoring all the points.
How many highlights did we see where Adams or anybody else just put their hands up in the ball and lays like this? I mean,
crazy.
that is type of, like, you can't drop that when it just lays in your hand perfectly, like he came up to you and handed it to you. I mean, that's the type of throws that he throws.
Well, that's a whole moot point anyway, because that's not happening.
No, it's not. It's just
re-sign.
yeah, we were just bringing it forth.
But I would love to hear the other side of the argument on not bringing in Russell Wilson for one third, and obviously that's just
another disaster.
I will tell you this though. If his name ever got cleared, which is not going to happen, I don't want to revisit the whole Deshaun Watson thing.
That's a lot.
Oh man,
I know, Tony.
I know.
But you talk about young, dynamic quarterbacks, like healthy, in a good system with good weapons. He's top 5 and he's 24. He's 24 years old. The guy's a stud. He's a complete stud, and I know he's got a lot of baggage on him, but man, if somehow someone.
You're good.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
A lot of baggage goes understood.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But man, oh man,
that could be that. Listen, that could come to fruition. That could come to fruition.
You talk about studs. That guy is an absolute, just a phenom athletic.
He is.
Incredible.
So if he gets cleared, right? Do you guys kick the bucket here on Deshaun Watson? Or do you feel like there's just still a lot of baggage?
I would take him, Tone.
Yeah, but the number would be higher for him.
Right.
It's not going. You can't get away. If you can get away with 1 and a 3 for Wilson, you can't get away with a 1 and a 3. So now, is it worth the risk?
Well, that's the issue.
Now you're going. You got to give minimum 2.
I don't know, man. Let me ask you a question. If you're the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys, would you want the Eagles to make that trade? Answer that question. Answer that question honestly. If you're a New York Giants fan, now if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan,
They would be scared.
and you're being told that Deshaun Watson is about to be wearing the Eagles, come on.
Just like everybody in our division, when they see that we just got James Harden, like they're like,
Right.
oh boy. Yeah. So yeah, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants
Nah,
that. Nobody wants that. I would love that.
I don't know, man.
I would love that.
Man.
He had running.
They were calling him Michael Jordan of football.
Tough. Everything.
They were calling him Michael Jordan of football. All right, so look, this is what we're going to do because honestly, I'm annoyed as hell right now. Listen, I appreciate everybody helping, but if I get another text message that says I'm way too low or somebody can't hear, I can't even do the freaking show. I appreciate everybody helping, I really do, but it's annoying as hell. It really is. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to close this show out, and we're going to come back in 5 minutes. I'm just going to reboot it, come back, because I cannot take my phone blowing up. This is Jigsaw's judgment right now. This is Jigsaw going crazy right now because I can't even freaking concentrate. All right, so give me 5 seconds. We're going to end this. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to take a little intermission. It'll be a new feed. We'll get it back, and we'll be good to go. All right, we're out.